Yo. Got a little 4v4 MM. A while ago on this team, we got Tony Abbott, Kide, Revlith, and J-Man versus these dudes. It's two good teams. Gonna focus on armor, I guess, for this one. Tony starts with a scout chopper. That's just gonna give his armor vision later on. And you can see the scout choppers are meeting here. So the air player went to the left to maybe try and find the enemy air, and the scout went over here to find the air player because you're susceptible to big air bangs here or over here. So that vision might have been to spot the air player, the scout chopper going off to the side, which helps the support player see what's going on. See, everyone's on the cap. He's sending a light tank here. I think the one he wanted to send over here got blown up. That happens a lot. So he spawned back here. I think maybe he would have wanted to switch spawns, but maybe not. You can see instead of blobbing all the armor onto the bridge, he's paying attention to gas. And competitively, it doesn't really make sense to just drive into the town. Like, the enemy air player and the ATM will kill your tanks if you drive up here. That's usually not something you do until later. But gas is going to be more important. You don't want the enemy team to get dug in at gas. Keeping a light tank, the light tank might be used to cap the bridge a little bit. It's getting a lot of his vision from the scout that's over here. If he didn't have the scout, the vision would be probably not that great. The only vision he'd have would be this one drop from J-Man. But you don't want to rely on that, so you bring the scout chopper. A lot of people don't bring scouts to this map anymore because there's usually a lot of inf for vision, but it's definitely useful. And are we helping with drops? Yeah, so we're helping with drops, which is good. Armor should do that. If you want to get really good at armor, really up your armor game, just like do some drops and micro them. Don't let them die. So he's moving the heavy tank up here. This is the good sniping spot. You want to get your tank ranked up. It's a little obvious. It's susceptible to air and TA, but it works pretty well, especially if you got a little bit of support back there. This, like, putting a tank up here somewhere makes sense. Covers this approach, all this area. I think the scout either died or got deleted, so we don't have as much vision here. If you look at the vision map, there's actually like almost no vision past these CPs. So we don't have as much inf in here as we want yet, maybe. So we can't really see what's going on over here right now. These tanks do not have good vision. They need inf and air around. It's got like a mini sniping tank spot here. Like, light tanks are good at this too. He's gonna pop out for the cap actually. But looks like there's a heavy there. Blocking. This guy's camping. Poking around up here with a light. I would like heat shell that sniper for my inf player if I saw that quick one shot. Really helps your inf player out when you see a sniper and you have like a heat shell to like guarantee a kill. Like I would go for it. It's gonna really prevent a big headache for your inf player. Gas stitch is not super great. Not a lot of support. Um, no armor or support really. A little bit of inf. We are getting dropped on though. Great, great use of the light tanks to try and cap the bridge. Unfortunately, we weren't fully in sync with our support player. Support could have been paying a little closer attention. Still poking around up here. Got all three players up here. This push is a little riskier. It's really hard to sustain pushing that from USA side. The enemy team usually gets it back eventually. And in the meanwhile, they probably really lock down gas and bridge while you're throwing everything up here. All right, we're poking around at gas again. And unfortunately, they're starting to get some forts up. Just going to require some TA droppage, probably. And there hasn't been a lot of successful trading at the bridge. And I think, as USA usually want to like, if you're like really having a good game, like you're probably capping bridge a lot, you probably own this. The heavy back in the good spot. He seems to enjoy the light tank here. Can pop out for this cap when it needs to, and it can shoot around the bridge a little bit. This operation's been successful. Dropped a little TA to kill the forts. The napalm there, it guarantees to kill all those forts slowly, but it kills them. Whereas tank busters and airstrikes don't always work on this CP because it's a weird hill. We decap it. I don't think we're gonna be able to do much more than that, fortunately. We did a little drop micro here. So we're gonna try and kill that machine gun fort real quick and then go for a cap. See the light tanks doing the capping. Really good. J-Man's working on this with his drops. Yeah, so we get the cap there. Always have light tanks around the bridge for that. Super useful. And then back off if you when you see the air coming. And then you can try and do some forwarding maybe. See what he does. Maybe not. Looks like he's diverting these light units up here, which is good. Like you have them kind of on the back foot here, and they're not doing a great job of recapping. Like J-Man's drops are all still alive. So if they have this decapped like really good, like pressure, and the bridge capped, then the tick is pretty good actually, and they can almost ignore this. And that seems to be their strategy now is to double down on the bridge and this. Can be good. Like if you lose this, you can kind of give up on it if you have a good bridge game and your game up here. If you don't, then you're gonna lose really fast. But all right, now with this capped and bridge capped, like the tick is quite large. You're doing very well. And that AT by J-Man is being very annoying. It's definitely helping out a lot, keeping the enemy team away from the bridge. We're getting some of our vision control back in here, which can help us start to poke around. Trying to get a fort up quickly on the back here, that's going to be super useful. Slow down the enemy team. So you got the light here, he's ready to pop out, cap the bridge. This dude up here, sniping away. We're just running away from the air over here. Air scared us a little bit. Going for a recap. Not quite gonna get it. Do a lot of damage to the enemy air though. Just poking around with this heavy. We're trying to get rid of this AA if we can. And the enemy air is like kind of distracted and damaged. So this overextended tank is okay. Got a few light units here we could be microing. Probably gonna notice them soon, hopefully. Alright. Should have pulled that back a little bit, and this should have been up behind these woods already. But the situation's pretty annoying for the other team. That fort's really annoying. It looks like he might run for it with his light. Maybe not. There's a little bit too much stuff there. They need air to help them. Just poking around down here. I'm not just gonna suicide until these forts are dead. Alright, once the forts are dead, we can drive our light tanks and stuff across. All this pressure on the sides, the enemy team wasn't able to do anything at the bridge for a minute. They're gonna get it back now, but took them a long time, and there's no forts or anything there, so it could be an easy recap. And we're about to get gas back. So we can probably give up on this push now. And now gas is a solid position. So you try to go for this at first, doesn't work out. Kind of give up on it, but the other team neglected this for a while, and you made them devote a lot of resources here, which frees up the bridge and gas again. So good to switch up your pushes every once in a while. It's not working out. It's better than banging your head against the wall, just trying to do the same thing over and over again sometimes. I think if J-Man wanted to, he could also like run out and recap it again. See, Tony is helping out with drops. Armor's doing drops. It's good. It's always good. Even had one back here. See, he sees the air player coming in ahead of time, pop smoke. He doesn't just like let this tank sniper get murked randomly by air all the time. You can put a tank in a good sniping position. You can't. You gotta pay attention to it. It's gonna get damaged or have air fly at it, and you gotta pull it back, pop smoke, get repairs. Heavy here would be really good now. And yeah, he's gonna send one over there. They're starting to push here again. The inf is doing a good job forwarding it up. Just gonna slow them down a little bit. APC's up here is good. The only thing like APCs are really good at, in my opinion, is killing inf quickly. Um, and maybe killing like a low health chopper or a scout chopper every once in a while. But I think they're mostly good at killing inf. Alright, but the tank is in the good sniping spot. Looks like he has vision of that AA. I would try and kill that. And then these light units are just here for the recaps that they're going to need to do once this, if they try and decap that. We should be pushing up there for that recap. That's what we're going to do. I think we just got carpeted pretty badly. Which feels bad. That was a pretty deft play by Rev Left on support. Marking that low health AA there. That was a really risky air attack without a scout, looked like. You going for the recap here. Trying to share this cap at the bridge. Think J-Man might steal it. Nope, he's gonna let him have it. That's good teamwork. Sharing the TA. And light tanks ready here. See, we're always spawning in lights, not just heavies. Need those fast lights. Need fast expendable units throughout the game. That can cap, do risky caps, and that can fortify things. J-Man's doubling down on these town drops. Defend the town a little bit more. It can be really annoying when the enemy team drops your town and you don't have any drops to stop them. You can see he uses a heavy tank for the cap there, and their air player is pretty far out of position. You should be backing it up immediately, though. There's no AA, so that tank's gonna die anyway, so just leave it, pop smoke, buy as much time as possible. See, like when he sees there, like he moves this back into the town a little bit. He doesn't just leave it out there. It's getting kind of late in the game, so I would expect some decaps. This guy's, yeah, probably decap this. Try to hold that. So he's sacrificing that ranked heavy just because we're in the last minute of the game, and Dombar is the only thing that matters. See, the light tanks are all driving over here, and we're only making light tanks now because The only thing that matters is putting bodies on points. So the more you have and the faster they are, the better. Heavies are not useful now. I spawned like heavies here in the last 2 minutes of the game. By the time they get up there and start shooting stuff at rank 1, it's not really worth it. Be more worth it to drive like 3 lights onto the bridge, decap it, drive like lights up here if this doesn't have forts, and decap that. So crucial armor is like should have the most command point score in the game from caps. You can see the enemy team had a lot of TA at the end, and they just kind of blew it. So with that TA, I don't think they could have won, but could have done something more useful than a last-minute carpet bomb. Like saving your TA to the last minute, it's pretty bad. More stuff you could have done. But yeah, look, armor, command points, 500, and that's almost half his score. And that's what armor should be doing. Getting the caps, ranked up tanks, ranked up heavy tanks, stuff like that. Yeah, GG.